us here today. At the same time, I'd like to thank the voters of Rajabala and Morakkening for giving us this wonderful victory. And also Mauplang, whatever may be, we lose the election, but even then, this is a beginning, but with 5,000 plus, I really would like to thank the people of Mauplang. This is only coming from.
Okay, friends, in addition to what our Honorable President did mention, I would like to add few more points. See, the by-election that has just happened few days back, especially during the campaign, we have seen the agenda of Congress Party. What they did was they went down to the voters, to the people by alleging NPP-led government with so many childish allegations made by them. But still, ultimately, I would like to place it on record. People of these three constituencies are smarter than those people who allege the NPP-led government in the name of MDA by proving themselves that still they have full faith and confidence to the MDA government led by Shri Conrad Sangma, led by the NPP. So I would also like to thank on behalf of the NPP, we would like to thank all the three constituencies, people of the three constituencies who has given us the victory. Very good margin we have, be it Morakkening, be it Mauplang, because UDP got a very huge margin, and also Rajabala voters. So we thank them so much, and now we have no more time. We need to also perform better than what we already done. Because we, to be very frank with all of you, we need to also think about the coming general election, which is going to be held early 2023. So from my side, this is what I wanted to, to give my statement to all of you.
Thank you to our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, to our Honorable Minister for Tourism, and also to our President of the State Unit of the National People's Party, and also our Rajya Sabha MP. I would, at the very outset, like to thank the people of all the three constituencies, especially Morakkening and Rajabala, for having put their faith and trust in the National People's Party. And also would like to thank the voters of Mauplang who have also voted in large numbers for the National People's Party and have elected the candidate of one of the coalition partners in the government, the UDP, which is a direct mandate towards the government itself. So I would like to thank all the three constituencies. I would like to thank the workers and the leaders of all the political parties within the coalition of the MDA who have really worked tirelessly in the last 3-4 weeks for all the candidates. In fact, in Morakkening, we were supported by the UDP, the PDF, the BJP, the HSPDP, and all the other coalition partners that supported us. So we like to thank them also for the support in Morakkening. At the same time, I would like to also put on record that this by-election has been a very tough election for all of us. And the reason I say this is because these 2 seats that the NPP has won were seats that have been traditionally won by the opposition, or I should say the Congress. And in both the seats you have seen that in the previous elections, the National People's Party used to come third or fourth in the rank. In fact, in 2013, the NPP managed to only get 450 votes in Rajabala constituency. In 2018, we got 4,800 votes. And in this election, we have crossed 11,823 votes. So a jump of almost close to 7,000 votes was done in Rajabala, which is a huge, huge task. It's almost more than double of what the votes we got in 2018. Similarly, in Morankaning also, it was same. What I'm trying to indicate is the fight has been tough, and yet the people have put their trust. It's because of the agendas and the work of this government that the people have seen. It's a clear mandate and a clear thumbs up, I should say, by the people of these two constituencies towards the government, and also in Moklang towards the government of the MDA. Yes, there have been a lot of allegations that have been made by a lot of the opposition parties. We did not speak much. If you remember, in the election campaign also, I had said that we would like to work and play a politics of development, politics of progressive movement forward, election and a campaign of issues of the people, and that's how we have been doing it. And I'm happy that people have responded positively to our campaign, and we're very happy to see that today we have won, as a government, we have won all the 3 seats. Similarly, if you look at the entire Northeast also, in all the other Northeast states, the Congress has not been able to win a single seat in the Northeast. This again is a very, very strong indication of the kind of problems that the Congress is facing, and how their future is getting more and more bleak as they move along. So therefore, this is a very positive mandate, and once again, we would like to thank the people of these 3 constituencies, our coalition partners, and all the workers who have worked very hard so that we were able to win these 3 constituencies. I say we because the MDA has won these 3 constituencies. So thank you very much.
With this victory today, sir, what is your prediction for the Congress in the upcoming 2023 elections?
See, elections are still a year away. One cannot predict what will happen in 2023 today. But these are indications that people are responding to the work that we are doing. That is the only thing which we can say. But obviously, as a government, we cannot just take things easy. We have to now work harder than before. As a political party, we need to work even harder and ensure that we are able to organize ourselves. So therefore, yes, it's been a very positive mandate, but it does not mean that we can be complacent. It does not mean that we can be overconfident. We need to work, we need to continue working, and that is the message that we would like to give the party workers and leaders and the state as a whole. That yes, we are thankful for the mandate that the people have given us, but it also means that we should now work, as our Deputy CM has said, we should now work even harder for the coming elections.
So the opposition has leveled allegations after the results today that money factor has really played in here, that the NPP has poured in a lot of money to win this by polls. What do you have to say to that?
Well, today I met some press people. Even during the course of the campaign, I was campaigning. We told the people of 3 years we are in government, what we have done. And I told the people that at least I expect from the Congress, being 30 years more they have been ruling the state, they should come up with what they have done to the state. But instead, they are going for a negative campaign. And this negative campaign brought them nowhere. And the result is very clear today. And if they still stick to the negative, why I say negative? Because you see, in today's world, which is the 21st century, people are no longer, I would say they should not feel that we are stupid. We know what happened, what is going on. Whatever they say, they have no proof. It is, I'll say that it is only lies. So that's why today's result, the people is very clear. They don't want negative message. What they want is what you are doing for them.
This question is for CM, sir. Earlier today, Congress also leveled allegations saying that the head state, the camping in Rajabala for 10 days at a stretch, says a lot. So what do you have to say about this?
Number one, I was not there 10 days, I was there for 7 days and nights. Second thing, I am also the president of the party. And as a political party, we will have to work to ensure that our candidate wins. So there is nothing wrong in the party leadership and the leaders campaigning and camping in the location. The Congress was also free. The Congress president also, if he wanted, he could have gone and camped there. There's nothing to stop him. Other leaders from other political parties could have also camped there. It's a democracy, everybody has their right. And I exercise my right to ensure that I station there and campaign. So that's part of the responsibility as a party president and leader to ensure that I give my 100%. And that's what I did.
Sir, the Congress drew a plan in this by-election. What would be the indication or message to the new president of the Congress as well as leader opposition who has his base in Darmils?
No, the mandate, of course, is very clear that the people have voted against the Congress. And in the election campaign, we have also seen allegations within the Congress party of two groups being formed within the Congress, especially in Rajabala I'm talking about. There were allegations that leaders of the Congress party belonging to the Congress, youth leaders of the Congress, were actually working for the UDP candidate in the Hill area. And that created a lot of confusion within the Congress party. So there was a lot of division within the Congress, and clearly this division and the infighting that is there, the blame game that is happening, has reflected in the results that have come out. And obviously it's not a very, I should say, it's a very bad result for them. And I'm sure that the party leadership will think about how to repair or how to move forward in this. But clearly, there's a clear indication, because as I was saying, I was in Rajabala and I could see that Congress leaders were working for the UDP candidate in the Hill area. So there was a clear division within the Congress party in Rajabala, and I'm sure that similar things happened even in Morankaneng and Moklang constituency.
Do you have observed that the largest vote share is still with the Congress?
In all the three
All the three.
constituencies. So I don't know about those details, about the numbers that are there, but ultimately in democracy it's a question of each constituency on how we do, and and winning is what matters. Therefore, the way the electoral politics for our democracy works is based on the number of MLAs that are there. And in those constituencies, as you've clearly seen, that it is the MDA components and the MDA parties that have won.
Taking a cue from your Rajabala observation, was there any pre-agenda set in between, understanding between NPP and UDP, which resulted in 2-1?
See, we have always maintained that we are coalition partners who will always respect each other and work together towards the overall agenda of development of the state. Beyond that, when it comes to elections, we respect each other. And wherever the UTP has to contest and the NPP has to contest, we contest against each other. Sometimes we have to give speeches also against each other. But it's always with dignity and with respect. In terms of any kind of agenda, absolutely not. We have been fighting to ensure that our political parties are strengthened. We have been committed to our candidates. We've been committed to our party. So has UDP been committed. The Honorable Home Minister and the Honorable Speaker had gone multiple times to Rajabala and campaigned there. In fact, there were occasions when we were having meetings across villages next to each other. So this is the nature of democracy. But then when it comes to coalition, we have always worked together and we are committed to the coalition. And therefore, there was no such understanding, and we were all committed to our own candidates and our own political parties.
Will there be exodus from Congress following these 2 seats defeat?
Will that you have to ask the Congress and the President?
But what is the feelers you are getting?
I think maybe Deputy President will know.
Sorry?
The feelers.
No, I think I did mention once that, see, with due respect, Congress party is just like a sinking ship.